Have you ever spent 20 hours on a leather project only to mess it up in the final 5 minutes? Maybe the stitch line drifted, the edges turned rough, or the stamp didn't leave a clean impression. It's frustrating and usually avoidable. In this video, I'm going to walk you through practical, often overlooked leathercraft tips that'll make your projects look cleaner, more polished, and way more professional. These are habits I use daily in the shop, and skipping them is how things go sideways fast. The first tip I have is stropping. First off, your blade. Before you even think about touching leather, strop all your tools. I know it's one of those things people love to skip, but a sharp blade is everything. Just 10 seconds on a stropping block can take your knife from meh to slicing like butter. A razor sharp edge gives you clean cuts, clean corners, and clean lines, and it makes your life way easier. You wouldn't cut sushi with a butter knife, right? It's the same idea. My next tip is to bevel early. Let's talk edges, specifically beveling. If you wait until everything's assembled to start beveling, you're going to have a bad time. The smart move is to visualize your build. Figure out which edges will be hard to reach later and bevel those before you glue anything down. Trust me, trying to fit a beveler into a tiny corner of a finished wallet is like trying to floss with a garden hose. It doesn't work, and you risk ruining all your clean lines. The next tip I have is to use a wing divider for stitch line consistency. Now, if you've ever punched a stitch line and then realized it veered off halfway through, yeah, that's pain. That's heartbreak. Use a wing divider. It's the simplest way to keep your stitch line the same distance from the edge all the way through. No eyeballing, no regrets, just clean, straight lines that look professional and not chaotic. The next tip I have is to tape your pattern down specifically with wall-safe tape. If you're using paper patterns, tape it down. Wall-safe tape is your best friend here. It holds everything in place while you cut, but it won't leave any nasty residue or peel up your leather. It's the kind of small detail that sounds obvious, but once you do it, you'll never go back. No more patterns sliding out mid-cut. No more guessing where that corner was supposed to be. The next tip I have is backstitching. Let's go ahead and jump over to stitching, specifically backstitching. It's not optional. The beginning and end of your stitch line are the weakest parts. Backstitching 2 or 3 stitches at the end gives your project that extra bit of reinforcement, so it doesn't start unraveling after a week in someone's pocket. If you're going to put hours into something, don't let a loose stitch ruin it. My next tip is for burnishing. You know that super glossy edge that looks like glass? That's not just burnishing, that's smart burnishing. And the trick is sanding between every layer. After each pass with your burnisher, hit the edge with some fine grit sandpaper. It flattens everything down and lets the next layer of friction actually polish the edge. Skip this and you just end up with a shiny mess instead of a clean, professional finish. My next tip is to use a stitching pony. If you're not using a stitching pony yet, do yourself a favor. It holds your work steady while you stitch, which means you're not mangling your project with your fingers every 2 seconds. The less handling you do, the cleaner the finish. Plus, it keeps your stitches more even and your sanity intact. The next tip is for embossing and stamping. When you're embossing or stamping leather, always wet your leather. Not soaked, but just damp. This makes the fibers more malleable, so they actually hold the impression. As a bonus tip, make sure your leather is actually thick enough. Thin leather barely takes a stamp, and you'll end up with a faint ghost of what should have been a clean impression. The next tip I have is to have some patience with your glue. So let's talk glue and patience. After you apply your glue, just wait a little bit. Don't slap the pieces together right away. Give it some time to get tacky. That slightly dry, sticky feel is the sweet spot. It sticks better and it won't squeeze out everywhere. And it keeps your workspace and your fingers from looking like a glue factory exploded. And the last and final tip I have, and this is a big one, and it might be obvious, but it's to slow down. The most important tip I've got is to slow down. Leather work is all about sequencing. If you just wing it, chances are you'll glue or stitch something shut and realize way too late that you forgot to bevel or stitch something important. Planning each step before you commit can be the difference between a clean, polished piece and one that ends up in your maybe I'll fix it later bin, which we both know means never. I hope this video helped level up your leather game even just a little bit. Make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment, and let me know what tip you're going to try next, or if there's something you wish you knew sooner. And if you're into clean, minimal leather goods made by someone who actually follows these tips, check out what I'm making over at puredleather.com. That's where all my finished work lives. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more straight to the point leatherworking videos. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.